FEI Icons looks back at some of the greatest equestrian achievements from the sport's most iconic events, athletes and horses of the 20th and 21st century. In this special episode, we are looking at some of the most iconic wins in the FEI Jumping Nations Cup series, from emphatic home victories to unlikely winners. Team jumping competition started in 1909, and in 1929 the newly established FEI created the Nations Cup. Since then, the sport has evolved to become the dynamic competition that it is now. With over 100 years of tradition, from its military background to the electrifying sport we watch today, FEI Jumping Nations Cup is the ultimate team jumping competition. Our first look back takes us back to the FEI Jumping Nations Cup 2017 series and the Italian capital Rome, where the home side had not won since 1985.
Yeah, it's 32 years Italy doesn't win a Nations Cup in Rome, and it's kind of amazing. The last time was 1985, and maybe this year is going to be the lucky one. We came in really good form, and to win with a strong team like that will be a dream for tomorrow.
At the end of round one, both the Netherlands and Italy were tied in first on 4 faults. Sweden were in third on 7, and the 2016 Olympic champions France were in fourth. In round two, clear rounds from both Pier Giorgio Bucci and Alberto Zorzi kept Italy on course for their first home win in 32 years. Jeroen Dubbeldam retired, meaning that all scores would count for the remaining Dutch riders. Then, when Gerco Schroeder had one fence down...
Oh, that's expensive. And the atmosphere and the tension inside the Piazza di Siena is getting to fever pitch.
The door was open for Italy to seal that elusive home win.
The leading Italian rider in the world, with possibly the biggest task of his international team career ahead of him. Lorenzo De Luca. Onsor de l'Étrange for Italy. A clear breaks a 32-year spell for Italy here in Rome. The Netherlands, their best possible score is 8. A clear from Lorenzo would leave them on 4, so a couple of time penalties. If he needs the time, that is, he's got plenty of it. Come on, Lorenzo. That's all I can hear behind me at the moment. Now the difficult 3.95 metre water. Then the hook back to this oxer that's caused so many troubles. He rubs the pole, it stays there, just one fence to go. No, it's gone, he's on 4. Okay, they haven't won, but can he get there? He jumped, he's got a time penalty. Well, this is dramatic. This is drama here in Rome.
With one rider left for Italy, the maximum score they could end up on was 9 penalties. Joe Vreeling had to jump clear to keep the Netherlands in the competition.
He's bidding to be the third man, or the third person, in fact man, to jump a double clear here this afternoon, but more importantly that will keep his team right in contention. The question is going to be, will that time penalty, he had plenty of time if he jumped clear, he didn't have plenty of time if he was going to knock a fence down, Lorenzo De Luca. It's gone down, the last has gone. Well, would you believe it, the drama that is unfolding here in the Piazza di Siena.
In a dramatic finish, that final rail falling meant that the Netherlands were now on a best possible score of 12 and unable to catch the Italians, who are now victorious for the first time on home soil in over 3 decades.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. After 32 years, it's really, really emotional. It's fantastic. Really fantastic.
We're really pleased to win here. Yeah, it was just 32 years ago, last time, so every year was a lot of pressure, and finally we made it.
The Italian crowd is amazing. They support our team at top, and we did our best for them.
Next, we head to Barcelona for the 2019 Longines FEI Jumping Nations Cup final. After a series of qualification rounds throughout the year, a total of 18 nations from around the world made it to the 3-day final, all of them looking to take home the coveted trophy. The 2019 final had the added pressure for 7 teams who had not yet secured their place for the Olympic Games. Whoever finished highest of those teams would book their place in Tokyo. All 18 teams would compete in the first qualifying round. The 8 best teams would progress to the final, whilst the remaining teams would go on to compete for the Longines Challenge Cup. 2018 Nations Cup winners Belgium led the first round and would be joined in the final by France, Sweden, Colombia, Ireland, Germany, Switzerland and Italy. Spain missed out on the final by an antagonising 0.45 seconds, but would go on to win the Longines Challenge Cup on home soil. In the final, it would come down to a battle between 2 teams, reigning champions Belgium and Ireland, who were looking to secure that Olympic spot. Peter Maloney and Niels Bruynseels both had 1 rail down, becoming their team's drop score. The other riders all jumped clear, but Dara Kenny finished with 1 time fault, leaving Ireland on 1 penalty, but still in the hunt for Olympic qualification and the Nations Cup trophy. In the race for Olympic qualification, faults from Italy's Paolo Paini and Colombia's Nicola Toro proved costly, handing Ireland the final qualifying spot for the Tokyo Olympic Games. The battle for the FEI Jumping Nations Cup trophy would come down to Ireland and Belgium's 4th line riders.
A clear from Cian O'Connor leaves Ireland on 1 penalty, Jess.
Yeah, I mean, for Cian, the pressure is off because they have the qualification.
Well, for Olympic Games.
For the Olympic Games, and that's really what the Irish came here to do. But yes, wouldn't they love to win this competition today? And if he could jump clear, that really would put the pressure on Gregory Waterlet, because they came here to win the competition. So whatever happens, it's really exciting at this stage.
1 fence down, the reigning champions Belgium, who also are European champions, retain their title. Pressure on Cian O'Connor. Just a 9-year-old PSG final.
Yeah, beautifully brought up to the top sport by Max Kuhner. Jumping today much better than he did on Thursday. Big difference. And this is looking good for the Irish.
2 to go. This is absolutely critical for Ireland. It's critical for the Longines title. Cian O'Connor comes to the last. He clears it. That's put pressure on Belgium. That is an incredible performance. Cian O'Connor goes clear here at the Longines final in Barcelona. The competition is not over yet, because Ireland are in the clubhouse with a score of 1 time penalty, and now Gregory Waterlet with MJT Nevada's S is the last man in from Belgium. A clear from Gregory Waterlet
will retain Belgium's title here in Barcelona. One-time penalty. We have a jump-off between Belgium and Ireland.
The cards, of course, stacked in the favour of the Irish team at this moment, and they will be also watching closely.
Jump to clear on Thursday.
Always to keep him straight. Well ridden from Gregory. Nevada's just drifting slightly off to the right. Of course, that time fault from Dara Kenny could be deciding here, but at the time Dara Kenny was in the ring, he was thinking about Olympic qualification and not necessarily winning the competition, and he was making very sure that he was going to leave the jumps up. And Gregory Waterlet, this is the real bogey here. He's jumped it. It's all down to the last line. Is it going to be Belgium or is it going to be Ireland that take the title here today? Phil, bring him home.
12 seconds left on the clock to get home. 2 fences to negotiate.
Oh! Wow!
Well, you
What has happened
couldn't have
there?
written that script.
What a disaster for the Belgians.
Ireland take the title here in the 2019 Longines FEI Jumping Nations Cup final with drama in the last seconds. Drama in the last seconds of this championship.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, we've had a few ups and downs the past year or so, and just getting this team to come together on the same day. Obviously, my job is a bit easier when you've got such good guys ahead of me. Peter Maloney was fantastic. He was unlucky with the fence down. I think Paul O'Shea's horse never jumped ever better in his whole life, jumped fantastic. And Dara Kenny's horse was jumping nearly too well, and he had to take his time, just nick the time for, but jumped brilliant. So the pressure was off me really going in, but tried to give the horse a good enough spin, and he popped well. I mean, obviously Olympic qualification was the target all year. We took the scenic route, but we got there in the end, and then to win this world title is obviously the icing on top.
Join us after the break when we continue to look back at some of the most iconic wins on the Nations Cup circuit. Welcome back to this special episode of FEI Icons, where we are reliving some of the best FEI Jumping Nations Cup victories. In the May of 2017, Le Ball, situated on France's Atlantic coast, hosted the second leg in Europe Division 1 of the FEI Jumping Nations Cup. The French side had got off to a good start in the series, recording a second-place finish at the first leg of Europe Division 1 in Lummen, Belgium, and were looking for their first home win since 2014. Roger Yves Bost was eliminated after a fall, but a double clear from Kevin Stout eased the pressure for France, and then when final rider Penelope Leprevaux also went double clear, the French ended round 2 on a total of 8 penalties. Henrik von Eckermann, the final Swedish rider, had the opportunity to win it for the Swedes, but he picked up 9 penalties, becoming the drop score for Sweden, who also finished on a total of 8 penalties. A jump-off would decide who would take the second leg.
The Olympic team gold medalist Kevin Stout taking on the Olympic silver medalist in the individual Peder Fredriksson. How good is that? And what will Kevin Stout do here? Three strides between the two. Rattles the first part, but it's still clear. What's he going to do after this fence? Take a shortcut? No, he's going to go round, but it's short. Penultimate fence. Rattles it. Around about 30 he was through that. Comes to the final fence. Oh, he gives it a right clunk, but he is clear. And it's 35.74. Crowd standing on their feet. Can Peder Fredriksson deprive France of a victory here? Well, 35.74 is the time. Well, that has brought the crowd to life. Peder Fredriksson on H&M Christian K, 35.74. What can he do? Now, coming round here, doesn't look as quick here. He takes a bit of a longer run into that. Can he make up ground after that? Comes to the double. Into that and through that, jumps it well. Still galloping strongly, comes to this fence. This will be a key turn after this one. Is quick round it. It looks like he's a little down. It could be going to France. He's just taken a bit of a pull here. Can he make up any time? He's down. It is. France win the Nations Cup here in La Boule, with Peder Fredriksson having that penultimate fence down. He's had another one down too. He's well outside the time, but France are the Nations Cup's winner here on home soil.
The jump offs were fantastic already. We're starting just with 3 couples in the second round. We were happy to be in the top 3. Then with the thoughts of Henrik, we had the opportunity to jump this jump off, to start in first, and for sure in front of all the French people, with this crowd, with the motivation of all the owners, partners and everything. It was huge, but I'm so happy, so proud of my horse, and so proud of all the team who stay really together after the bad fall of Bosti, but now we did it, and it's a great moment.
We move on to the summer of 2019 and the town of Falsterbo. Known as the Swedish Riviera, it's located on the country's southwest coast. The home side had only managed a 5th place finish in their first appearance of the season and were in desperate need of points in order to push for one of the qualifying spots for the finals in Barcelona. Sweden got off to a perfect start, and at the end of round 1 they were in a commanding lead. Clear rounds from Malin Barjard Jonsson, Stephanie Holman and Peder Fredriksson left them on a score of 0. In round 2, the Swiss side posted 3 fabulous clears, leaving the pressure onto Sweden's anchor rider Peder Fredriksson, who was on board his 2017 European champion mount H&M All In.
A clear wins them the competition. 1-time penalty. A jump off with Switzerland. 1 fence down. Switzerland take the title. And I'm alongside Jens Fredriksson. Jens,
yeah,
your brother's been here before.
Yeah.
A few times.
Jumps good, 1, 2, 3. This is a little bit of a tricky fence, especially in this round. Give him space. Good.
The crowds are with every stride of Peder Fredriksson. Brilliant. How are you feeling, Jens?
It feels good. I think he have the time.
2 to go. Now just the one. A Sweden gonna win here in Falsterbo. Just this big upright. He clears it.
Yeah.
The crowds go absolutely crazy.
Beautiful round.
Peder Fredriksson, H&M All In.
Yeah.
What an incredible performance. Jens, many congratulations.
Fantastic.
Your brother was
he
absolutely
rode well.
brilliant. What a team performance. The crowds are in tears.
Oh, it means the world. I mean, I had a fantastic couple of years as chef d'équipe. We had the silver medal at home ground with Europeans. We had a silver medal at the WEG. My feeling is that this beats it all on home ground, on this for us historic ground, and in as Falsterbo with the crowd. It's just I don't know if you get that anywhere else in the world. I mean, to stand there on the podium, you think you're standing next to 4 rock stars, the way the crowd is cheering. So I have no really words to describe it, to be honest.
Our final Nations Cup look back comes from 2018 at the iconic Dublin Horse Show, where the teams compete for the prestigious Aga Khan Trophy. Mexico, who were making their first appearance in Dublin since 1981, and the USA, who were winners of the Aga Khan 1 year earlier, joined the 6-point scoring nations for the 8th and final leg of Europe Division 1 in what would be a fascinating competition. At the end of round 1, 5 teams were in the hunt. Ireland led the way on a score of 0, Italy in second on 4, and then 3 teams, France, the USA and Mexico, were tied in third on 8 penalties. Mexico had a stellar second round, with clears from Eugenio Garza Perez and Patricio Pascal.
Is this going to keep Mexico in the hunt? Yes, it is! What a tremendous double clear for Patricio Pascal for Mexico.
Their final line rider was Enrique Gonzalez.
So, down to 3 teams on 8. Mexico, Italy and Ireland. And now for Mexico. Enrique Gonzalez with the 11-year-old Hanoverian-bred mare Chacna by Chaco Blue. Pressure on this man is immense. Come halfway around the world to compete here for the first time since 1981, and they're troubling the main contenders in Europe. Still clear. Two to go for Mexico. 1 to go. Will they end the second round on 8 faults? Yes, they will. What an incredible performance.
Lorenzo De Luca had 1 rail down to move Italy out of the running and finish on a score of 12. The home side, Ireland, were the only team stood between Mexico and a famous victory. Cameron Hanley was their 4th line rider.
1 down, and Mexico, the 25-to-1 shot at the beginning of the competition, take the maximum 100 points. How historic would that be? But this man, Cameron Hanley and Quirox, double clears are just part of his templates. Oof, rattles the second part of the double. Now the last line. Another rattle. Still close, gone! Mexico have got it! The story that could not possibly have been predicted, that Mexico take the Aga Khan Trophy. What an incredible result, much deserved.
I still can't believe it. I have no words. It's a dream come true. We joked about it. We definitely knew we had a good team, but to go out here and do it is something else. And this crowd, this place, this atmosphere, it's second to none. I'm at a loss for words. Unbelievable. It was a roller coaster ride, but I can't ask for more. Thank you to the Federation. Thank you to Stanley and Passion. Everyone who made it possible for us to be here. Absolutely amazing. Thank you. I mean, thank you, Dublin. It's absolutely amazing.
With that incredible win, Stanley Van Passion's side became the first Mexican team in history to lift the Aga Khan Trophy. The Longines FEI Jumping Nations Cup, the ultimate team jumping competition that elicits every emotion as combinations jump proudly for their country. Thanks for joining us for this special episode of FEI Icons. From all of the team, it's goodbye for now.